Show. Welcome back. This is 0xfiles. I am your host. My name is Sham. The truth is always out there. And I say this with conviction because the truth is always out there, right? And today's title, you probably noticed one theory leads to another, and somehow they're all connected. So what happened was a few days ago, we did a live stream, and on the live stream, one of our Discord members and a subscriber, Max, mentioned a book called Adam and Eve, the Adam and Eve story, the history of cataclysms, right? About the magnetic shift, magnetic pole shift, right? We talked about it, and I didn't know anything about it, so I said, please forward me the link. I went on Google, looked for a book, couldn't find any, went through everything. Eventually, I did a bit of research. I found what I needed to find, and I released the video, an audio book of sorts, right? And it kind of took me down the rabbit hole a little bit, right? And it's quite funny because it is quite weird how would I say this? I was talking about a particular conspiracy theory, a particular opinion I had based on a conspiracy theory. And yeah, I mean, it just, when I saw that book and when I started browsing through, I was like, what? The one question I had was, why would the CIA declassify this book in 2013? And the author is talking about people in the 1800s. Just got to wonder what else there is that we don't know, because the CIA has released it in the year 2013, and they call it the sanitized version, right? So the version you're hearing is a sanitized version. What's there to sanitize? If there's a person who's writing something, could be fiction, could be nonsense, could be just fantasy, why would you classify this, right? Maybe there's some truth there. So that's all I wanted to say. The video is a previous video, so on my channel you'll see it. It's the Adam and Eve story, the history of cataclysms and magnetic shift pole. Lovely read. Or if you want to listen to the audiobook, I have it on the channel now, so please do. And the link for the CIA PDF file, or the PDF version, is also there as well, so just for reference, at least it's there, right? So if you are here for the first time, guys, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, or do the opposite, whatever you like to do. And let's grow this community to 5,000 people, 5,000 subscribers, and yeah, move forward. Of course, we're here for crypto, so we are going to talk a little bit about crypto as well. But I just wanted to point this out, how, you know, on a live stream, there was a few questions asked, and through the questions, how we ended up being suggested by Max about this particular book. And I see a lot of the things that I have mentioned in that particular live stream, without the knowledge of this book, is actually kind of connected, and it's just freaking awesome. And then obviously when I saw the CIA part, I was like, what's going on here? So that was quite awesome. So without any further ado, I know you're here for the crypto, so let's talk about crypto. What's the market doing right now, right? So the market today, total market cap today, is sitting at $2.45 trillion. And the time and date, so for reference, I'll give you the time and date. Let me give you the date, because I know it's hard for me to find the date. Right, so the date today is the 24th of March, Sunday. I'm bad with dates, by the way, guys. I don't even know what day it is sometimes. But it's Sunday, 24th of March, 2024. The time now is 10:39 p.m. I am just shooting this video, doing it on a live, so it goes out quickly. Because a lot of the pre-recorded stuff, people just think that, you know, I'm editing stuff, or I'm doing it off some scripts and this and that. Don't know why people think that, but there are some people who actually feel like this. So I feel it's much more easier for me to do a live stream. At least that way people know it's not unscripted, and this is all live, and all the opinions I'm throwing out there are just coming directly from myself, right? So this is my opinion, guys. Please do take it with a pinch of salt. I don't claim any of this to be facts. I don't claim any of this to be the thing out there. I'd like to make my own theories, if that makes sense, right? So when we do talk about conspiracy theories. Anyway, going back to the markets, market sitting at $2.45 trillion, as I said. BTC sitting at $66,800 or $888 right now. Ethereum sitting at $3,437. Solana sitting at $184. Now, a few days ago, I did say to everybody, I've gone all in on Solana. So this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of really super bullish on Solana, because I do feel Solana is going to do really well. So far, market has reversed a little bit. not too much. I wouldn't say we're really in the confident level yet. I need to see BTC go to around 67,600. Ideally around the $69,000-$70,000 for me to be fully confident, but that's a good level for us to invalidate this downward trend and start moving back up again, right? I see a couple of people here on the live stream. I see KR, also my brother, nice to see you. Thank you very much for coming to the live stream. I know I miss you all the time. Welcome back and welcome to the show, right? And please do hit that like button, share with one another, and leave a comment, so at least that way people can also see what's going on. KR says, got early start, we'll have to finish in the morning, bro. Good night, bro. No worries, my brother. I know you always have an early morning. Good luck and have a good day. That's what I'm going to say. And do make sure to watch it later on. If you do, then do leave a comment there so I know at least you watched it, right? So anyway, so the market itself has recovered, right? So in my opinion, market has recovered a little bit. Of course, we haven't confirmed. For the confirmation, I'm looking at 67,600 for the BTC. Ethereum, I'm not looking for a confirmation at all, because it does kind of dump a little bit harder and it pumps a little bit harder, right? So this is one of the reasons why I said Ethereum, when the market recovers, it will kind of outperform the market a little bit more. But of course, the biggest performance I'm looking at is what's it called, Solana. I'm looking at the biggest performance to come on Solana because of how the ecosystem is and because how there's a lot of hype around all the meme coins and everything. Because Solana has now become the meme blockchain. Right? There's no ifs and buts about that. I don't know how many people would disagree with this, but the fact is that it's become a meme blockchain, right? Every type of a meme and a rug blockchain, right? Let's call it a rug blockchain, right? Because there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of meme coins being launched on Solana every single day. People are aping into it, buying more Solana, doing whatever, which is pumping the Solana. And of course, there's a lot of rugs going on. So, we'll call it the rug blockchain, right? That's what it is. And then, of course, there are other meme coin blockchains as well, but they're not as good as, Solana yet. I see an up-and-coming one, which is Base Network. Base is becoming another meme coin as well, but it hasn't got the narrative yet. I think the hype will start very soon. So, yeah, that's another one to look at. AVAX is getting there as well. So there's a few other blockchains who are also following the meme narrative. Because remember, once upon a time, we used to have all the shit coins on Binance, right? Binance chain. We used to have it there. In fact, we have a PooCoin website to go and track all of this, like similar to Dex Screener. So think about it. It was literally a PooCoin, right? That's what we call it. But now that's happening on Solana. So let's see what happens. Ultimately, we follow the narrative. And as long as we can make money and profits, we're good. That's what matters, in my opinion, at least, right? And, if we're in a bull market, as we are, and we talk about bull market being completely different to a bull run, because we can have a bear run and a bull run inside a bull market, and vice versa. In a bear market, we could do the same as well, have a bull run and a bear run, right? So run is usually up or down. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about runs. But a market, like bull market itself, is the entire thing. So we are in a bull market. I've said this many, many times. I've said it with conviction in last few videos as well. I said, look, I stand by the fact that we've probably had the dump that we would expect. And it can't really dump anymore, because if it does, it will start to go into a negative pattern, and that's not going to be good for anybody. So of course, people who see the numbers and understand the patterns, they don't want it to go down as well. And I'm talking about the big institutions, the big players out there, the big whales, right? They all understand this pattern. But of course, at the same time, when the market's pumping, when there's a parabola, when there's a massive hype, people are going to monetize on it, right? And they're going to take their profit. So our job as investors or as crypto holders is to make sure that we can also monetize with them, follow the money basically, and lock in as much profit as we can. So we have to trade with, in a sensible way, and make sure that as soon as the market starts to pump, we start putting some stop loss, so that way we can lock in those profits. That's all it is. We're just trying to protect our funds. We don't want to be bag holders, right? And we talked about how it doesn't matter what coin you choose, what coin you pick, right? Ultimately, we don't want to follow the fundamentals right now, because it's not about the fundamentals. It's all about us making the money and getting the hell out and being prepared for the bear market, because the fundamentals are important in a bear market, because that's when you need to put your money into legit projects or good projects or up and coming projects, right? That's when it's really, really important, because you don't want to put it into a rug project, right? You know what I mean? Or some shit coin which is never going to perform. You want to put it behind the narrative, so that way when the narrative starts to come back again, because we cycle through narratives, we would then have a better performance for that particular currency, if that makes sense, right? So, or asset, I should call it, right? So that's what it is. So that's how I'm looking at it. BTC market, total market cap sitting at 2.46 now. It's pumped a little bit. BTC at 66,900, almost $67,000. I think we're going to hit $67,000. In fact, we have approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes left to close this candle, and I think if we do close around the 67,600, that is a very positive thing for us, because that, as I said, that kind of breaks the trend, the downward trend we had. It kind of breaks that, and now it starts creating a positive trend up. So that should be a good thing to look at. If there is anybody else on the live stream and you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I don't have an issue. I've got a little bit of time. I'm happy to talk. I'm not going to make the stream too long, unless, you know, people want to ask questions and this and that. Then yeah, by all means, I'll carry on. If not, then I'm not too fast. I'm here for a certain information. I wanted to make that information available for you guys. So those of you guys who didn't watch my live stream, or actually who did watch my live stream and who felt a little bit confused, because I know the next video we did, I did kind of mention this as well. I said, you know, there were some viewers, and I'm not going to mention who or how many, they felt kind of uneasy, or they felt maybe offended. I'm not sure, because we did kind of tap into a whole bunch of conspiracy theories, like shadow government and the UFO theory and this and that. And in between that, I mentioned a few bits and bobs. And then we also dropped one where we talked about religion as well in a particular context, right? Because if you take it out of context, of course, it's taboo or it's controversial. But if you keep it in context and you understand exactly what I said, I'm trying to unify everybody and say, guys, religion is second class, right? We are humans first, right? And that means we're all related. And I think a lot of people just don't want to accept that, right? Because that's not the reality for them. You know what I mean? But each to their own, each to their own bubble. Ultimately, don't judge me for it. It's just my opinion. I feel myself, everybody is welcome to here. And for me, everybody's the same. We're all humans. That's the first thing, right? Everything else is secondary for me. So, and then obviously, as I said, Max mentioned that book and it just blew my mind. I was like, oh, I actually listened to so I got the transcript. I done the audiobook, and then I sat there and I listened to it twice. So if you actually, so one of the views on that video is me, because I listened to it after I released it. Actually, just before I released it, I listened to it again. And before that, while I was making it, I was listening and I was like, wow, this is so fascinating, right? And of course, as I said, the links are below. So one of the main link that you would want to go and see for reference, so that way you can see the accuracy and understand where I'm coming from, is below that. And it just kind of connected. I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. Someone actually wrote about this, right? And they actually have a similar kind of a theory, but their theory got pulled out by the CIA. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. CIA is not a joke. You know, when you've got, like, you know, normal, how would you call this? Like normal policing or FBI and this, and that's low level stuff, right? But when you go in CIA, that's high level stuff. Why would the CIA classify this book and then declassify it in 2013? Just kind of mind boggling. I was like, wow, there must be something there. You know, there has to be something hidden in that theory. So that's all I thought about. I don't want to really discuss that, but that's what it is. As I said, if you are here for the first time, guys, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. I have said many, many things, and I'm sure one day it's going to come and bite me in the backside, right? It's definitely going to bite me in the backside one day. I may have said something wrong. I may have said something out of passion, compassion, whatever. But it will come and bite me back one day. You know what? I'm ready for it. Bite me as you want, as much as you want, right? Because as I said, most of this stuff that I do here, I don't like to go and promote something or hype something. But whenever I do talk about something, it's usually my own personal opinion. I take it from other sources that I have, and I come up with my own theory. And I like to keep everybody inclusive. So for me, as I said, humanity is first. Everybody's the same, right? And then secondary, whatever it is, right? So that doesn't matter, like color, creed, culture, religion, this, that. These are all secondary for me. Right now, right in the beginning, you are the first, right? You are all humans. I'm a human. That's what matters. Unless you think I'm not human, then that's also okay. Because some people believe I'm a freaking alien, which is okay too. I see a whole bunch of people on the live stream. Say hi. Don't be shy, right? Don't be shy. So, yeah, I mean, look, market's doing fantastic. I don't see any problem with the market. Of course, there are certain levels I need to see us go back above. If it doesn't, then it's not really good. Now, okay, total market cap currently sitting at 2.46. on the 4 hourly is actually brilliant. I see RA, awesome, my brother. Thank you very much for coming to the show. I know you come on every live stream and I love you for that. Thank you very much, right? So market currently showing that we are becoming positive. So where, you know, I talked about the Gaussian channel on yesterday's live stream. So on the 4 hourly Gaussian channel, right, we were down, we were showing negative, and we were below the middle line, the middle averaged, kind of a moving average line. We were below that. We're currently above that, which is a brilliant thing, right? So that's a good thing. As long as we can close a candle above that, then I think we can push for the upper band. And as soon as we push for the upper band, we can actually become positive, right? So we will turn it into a green area. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, right, I know a lot of you guys may be confused. What I'm going to do, give me a second. I'm going to flip my camera and show you what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about this band here, this red band, and this middle line here. And you can see we are currently past the middle line. And all we need to do is get back to that top line. As soon as we do that, we are actually so that's what I'm seeing. I hope that kind of makes sense, right, to everybody, because that's what it is. Where is it? So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. The chat's just vanished on me, but it is what it is, right? So if you are here, guys, say hi, and also let me know if the audio is any good as well, because I don't know if the audio is any good or bad. That would be really, really nice. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So the total market is looking positive. That's what I can say. Total market is looking very positive. Oh, there's the chat. Sorry, chat just came back. Awesome, awesome, awesome. RA says, how many days till the BTC halvening? I can tell you. Give me a second. I can tell you. I know I do have it on an app, but I can still tell you anyway, because I do have something here. Give me a second. What is going on? Sorry, I typed in the wrong thing. BTC halvening. There's actually a clock. Right, it's an approximation based on how many blocks go. So the next Bitcoin halvening, according to yeah, so it should, so everybody's saying it should happen around it will happen on April. It's saying around April, so I would say around the end of April the next halvening should happen. It's got to do with the block size, how many blocks we confirm. So we know XYZ number of blocks is done every year, mined every year, and then the block based on a particular block that happens, right? So this is telling us, I'll tell you exactly where. 3 weeks ago, right? So it's halvening date is April, right? April. And what date in April? I'm going to tell you right now. Give me a second. Second half of April. That's all they're saying, because of the estimation that it has, right? There's no accurate date because of how many blocks needs to be mined in order for the halvening to happen. So everyone is saying it's going to happen approximately on the second half of April. So technically nearer to the end. If not, it could even be in the beginning of May. So that's okay. It's not an issue. Of course, depending on how many people are mining and how many mining rewards come out and how much interaction we can have. Because a lot of the times, right, there's people don't understand, the blocks are confirmed. That's accurate, right? But sometimes some blocks take a little bit longer to confirm. So that's what happens. So we'll see what happens anyway. So yeah, April. Do you think Solana meme coins will pump when Solana pumps? No. This is a misconception. Solana meme coins do not pump when Solana pumps. No. Some of them just pump because for the sake of it, right? Most of them do. In fact, let's talk about this. I think it's a very important thing to talk about, because I kind of briefly mentioned it on another video recently, and I think a lot of people didn't get clued on to what I was talking about. Let's explain this, right? So imagine you buy 1 Solana worth of some stupid meme coin, and the meme coin is pumping 100%, for example, right? So that obviously gives you back 2 Solana, correct, right? But if Solana starts pumping 100%, then actually you get less. And if the coin doesn't perform, so whatever reason, imagine the coin doesn't perform. Actually, no, let's do it this way. You bought a meme coin for 1 Solana, and that meme coin pumped 100%. So that means you have 2 Solana now because of the valuation. However, at the same time, if Solana pumps 100% as well, then actually you only have 1 Solana, right? So in some cases, if that coin doesn't perform, right, then you'll end up getting less. And if Solana performs, so if the coin doesn't perform, so you bought 1 Solana's worth and the coin doesn't do anything, it's still hovering around 1 Solana, maybe 1.1, maybe 1.2 Solana, but Solana now doubles in price. Well, what happens is when Solana doubles in price, you now have 0.5 Solana's worth. And that's a big problem a lot of people don't realize. So it's not good for us to bank on Solana, pay for meme coins with Solana and bank on that to make more Solana. No, if there is a pump in one of these coins, then it's okay. We put 1 Solana, make 2 Solanas, get the hell out. That's a good thing, right? But ideally, if you are buying these meme coins, if you do get the opportunity, try and buy them with USDT or USDC. USDC obviously on Solana. I would recommend buying with that. Buy the same, like $100 worth, no problem. Or currently $185 worth, right? If you buy that, that's 1 Solana's money worth you bought. Now what happens is if the coin does pump and if Solana also leaves, right, and leads the market, does whatever, then you will get the money's worth back, right? And it doesn't impact your Solana return, because last thing you want is put 1 Solana in, Solana pumps, and then you get half a Solana back. Do you know what I mean? You don't want that. I see Constantine, awesome. Sabine here, also my brother, thank you. So that's something you got to really understand, right? It's a very risky market. Meme coin narratives usually don't last for that long because there's so many coming out, and especially on Solana, there's so many. My advice is if you see a pump, get in, snipe it, make some money, get the hell out as soon as you can. Don't hold bags. A lot of these, in fact, 99.9% of these Solana meme coins will not survive. The intention was not to survive. The intention is complete. It's a meme. It's a joke, right? So they get in, you make the money, and money's changing hands. That's all it is. And I hope you're lucky. You get lucky, because I've had a few which rugged on me. You understand? And I'm not holding them. So I've made money. And then what happened was, so for example, I've put 1 Solana. It made me 2 Solana, 3 Solana. So I took my initial and I took some of the profit, but I left a little dust amount, right? Dust, I mean, for example, if I made 2 Solana, I left half a Solana behind, right? And I took my initial one plus some as well. And what happened was, so these coins are still there. And then the market dips because they dump. When they dump, I've noticed they just go to zero because they're gone. All the liquidity is gone, right? Sabine says, Yearn Finance, G back in the building. Awesome. We're going to check Yearn Finance right now, right? Yearn Finance, definitely. I mean, look, the entire market's back, bro. That's the most important thing. The entire market is back, right? USDT. Right? The entire market's right back. Okay, I disagree. I'm looking at Yearn right now. Yes, it's back, but it's not super strong bullish right now, to be honest. I'm being honest with you. I don't see it to be super bullish, and I'll tell you and I'll show you what I'm seeing, right? So, you know, if I'm going to put it on a 4-hourly chart for you, so 8 hours worse, by the way. So if I show you an 8-hourly chart, it's actually worse, but I'm going to show you a 4-hourly chart. So, of course, it's creeping back up. Listen, the market itself, right? The market will creep back. That's not an issue. When the market's back, everything's back. But you see here, we are below this middle line, middle point here. And this is where we are right now, currently sitting at $8,888. I'm not even joking. Look, $8,888, exactly on the dot, right? So it's all good. I'm not, not complaining about that. It looks brilliant. I don't see much of an issue. But we're not there yet. We need to be above this red line. This whole thing needs to turn green again. That green means we're pumping, right? But yeah, I mean, it's good. Listen, I know you love your you earn finance, you're a bag holder, I mean, not a bag holder, you're a big holder. That's the key here. The key is you are a big holder, and I respect that. I always have massive respect for hodlers, right? And people with conviction. I say that's all the time. Definitely have that. And the market should recover, right? As I say, when the market does start pumping, the blue chips, right? Give it time. Of course, no worries. Listen. But yeah, what I was saying was when the market starts to pump, the blue chips, very important to understand, the blue chips, right? The blue chips will perform. The blue chips will, and this is what I'm saying. When we in the bear market, we identify the blue chips and we lock our funds into the blue chips. Not all the shit coins and the meme coins. All the other stuff that we see, the pump and dump schemes, they're just pump and dumps, literally in the name. You pump and you dump. That's it. You don't hodl those kind of coins, right? Meme coins, this, that, whatever. Even Pepe and this and that. Believe me, when the narrative is over, like when these pumps are over, when the bull market's over, I'll be dumping all of them and waiting. And I will pick up Pepe. I will pick up Bonk. I will pick up Shiba, whatever. I'll pick them up, right? And all the other meme coins that have a bigger acceptance, that have high liquidity, right? So I will pick them up, but I'm not going to pick them up in a bull market. I'm not going to hodl them in a bull market. That's the most stupid thing to do. I'm going to let it go. You make the money, you let it go, you pick it up in a bear market, you sit on it and let it rise again, because they will come back, right? But not all of them, but some of the big narratives, the biggest liquidity will come back, right? So that's how I look at it. But any shit coins out there, any meme coins out there, we play them now. We don't do them every single day. That's how I look at it anyway. So yeah. So RA, I hope that kind of what I said there kind of made sense to you. What I said about the Solana stuff. You got to be very careful because if you're doing it to make money, then you're going to make money for sure, right? You put, you know, 1 Solana in, you get 2 Solana's money worth. Yeah, fine, that will work, right? Or say, for example, you put $185 and you get $370 back. Great, you've made money. But if Solana pumps to $400 now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get 2 Solana's worth like $800 back. Does that make sense? So please do understand this, because ultimately, even though you're buying with a Solana, they're not priced as a Solana. They're priced in the fiat valuation, the fiat denomination. Think about it this way. So that's very important to understand. You know, very important to understand. They're not pegged to the Solana. So just understand the risks there when you do buy these stuff. That's why I always, as I say, I recommend buy with USDC, and that would help you. So coming back to Constantine, RA says, just waiting for Solana to pump, then take my initial out. Okay, Solana. Yeah, Solana, I'm also waiting as well. Solana bled me out. So I put recently, not recently, I think it was a week and a half ago, I dumped 1 Solana in there. And right now I think it's worth like 0. whatever, right? Like less than half Solana. So it dumped heavily for me, right? I don't think I'm going to get 1 Solana back. I'm being honest with you. I don't think I'm going to get 1 Solana back. It has to do a massive pump for me to get my 1 Solana back. And if it does, believe me, I'm going to dump it and I'm going to take my Solana out. Do you know what I mean? But saying that, I haven't really invested money from my own pocket. Funny thing is, when Solana first came out, that's when I made most of the money on Solana. So I made a whole bunch of Solana on it. And then I used that profit money to put another Solana in. Does that make sense, right? So it was just profit money being reinvested. And so I'm not really disappointed. I'm like, okay, fine, I've made my money in the past. Maybe I shouldn't have gone in now, waited for the dump, but we didn't know when the dump was going to come. We just knew the dump was going to come, but when, no. And also I didn't have any opportunity to put a stop loss or anything to protect myself, right, at that time. And I didn't think about it because I got too many. So that's the one that did dump, bleed out. So I'm now waiting. I'm a bag holder, right? I'm a bag holder, but only 1 Solana, so I'm not too fussed about it. Those ones, guys, you know those meme coins, believe it or not, I don't go crazy. Maximum I would put is 1 Solana, right? Sometimes I've gone in and put, like, test it, right, with 0.1 Solana, 0.2 Solana, 0.5 Solana, right? And then if I feel confident, I might do 1 Solana. Does that make sense, right? So I'm not going stupid into these things. No, they're risky, too risky, guys. And, you know, I might as well go and buy some coffee instead of throwing money into these stuff. That's how I look at it, right? So Sabine says, giving it time. Okay, so Sabine says, the smaller cap coins with scarce supply generally tend to pump the hardest, but can also crash badly as well. It's hold on, it's more riskier, but the opportunity for rewards is massive. Of course, higher the risk, higher the reward, right? So, but the thing is a lot of the time you can actually identify these projects, like they come out fresh projects and this and that. They will pump within the first 5-10 minutes. That's when we need to get our mindsets together and say, right, it's enough. We're going to now start taking the money out. You need to lock in your profits as soon as possible, or at least take your initial out. Because as you said, they do pump the hardest, and I've seen some of them go crazy. In fact, here's a good one. I forgot what coin it was. It was a stupid meme coin. I put 0.1 meme Solana, right? I put 0.1 Solana, and this was when Solana was around $118. 0.1 just to test out this thing, and it dumped on me. I was like, leave it, that's fine. And I left it, and I went to something else, and I used another wallet address for something else. That thing pumped, gave me 7 Solanas. There was one day I just woke up and I just looked at the wallet and I was like, what? What's going on? Gave me 7 Solanas. 7 freaking Solanas, right? Unbelievable pump. Okay, so I cashed out, right? I cashed out and I took all my funds out, and then I said, okay, you know what? It's pumping. I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to come back when it dumps, right? When it dumped to 0. Right now, there's no liquidity on that coin. There's no liquidity on that coin. So I couldn't even buy it. I was like, what? It's completely gone. So they done a massive rug on people. Unbelievable. But I got 7 Solanas out. I ain't complaining. You know what I mean? So that was a freaking crazy one, right? Crazy one. So let's see. But yeah, you got to be really careful. Make sure when you do these things, do manage your risk. Don't put money that you can't lose. No, it wasn't Solomanda. It was another one. Solomanda, I did also. Solomanda, I think I did about, so on my test account. So Solomanda, I did a test account. I did 0.1, and I think Solomanda 0.1 on my test account. So not my main account. Main account, I didn't make much, but my test account, I left it there. And that balance gave me back around 3 Solanas on Solomanda. So on Solomanda, I did get about 3 Solanas back with 0.1. There was another one called Pepe Trampe or whatever, or Tramp or whatever, Pepe something, weird one. I put 0.08, right? So I'll tell you the story behind that one, why I couldn't put 0.1. So I tried to buy, and for whatever reason, I didn't have enough Solana there, right? I was like, oh, I don't have enough Solana, but do I want to transfer more? I didn't be greedy. I was like, okay, I got 0.8 point something, including the fees, I'll get 0.8. So I was like, okay, I'll just chuck 0.8. And at that time, 0.8 was like $7 or $8 or $10 or something stupid like that, and I left it there. That thing gave me 0.25, right? So not a big difference, but it gave me something. But it's a rug. A rug gave me that. I was like, okay, I'll just cash out and leave it. So I left that, right? You know what I mean? So there are things, there are opportunities out there. And of course, most of them will bleed out if you don't time it right. And that's what's happened to me in loads of cases where I haven't timed it right. Just rugged on me and I just left. So it is what it is. RA says, hopefully Solana goes to $400. I'm looking for $600 actually. I'm targeting $600. $400 I think will be easy. But $600 is going to be a challenge, and I think that's a good challenge to have as well. That's not a bad deal, right? That's not a bad deal. That's only 3x from here, so why not? Sabine says there's a scam version of Solana called Analos. So okay, I see the backwards, right? A strange one, of course, backward name. You're saying that there's a coin called Solana, which is official name is Solana Beach on Solana. So there's a meme coin or whatever you want to call it, scam coin or whatever, Solana Beach, which the ticker is Solana on Solana, and people are buying it. I'm not even joking. There's a coin called Solana in Radium. Go in Radium and search the other coin pair, and you'll find Solana to Solana. So it does happen. There are plenty of scams because there's no limit to what kind of tickers. We don't have that kind of regulations yet. Believe me, we don't even want it. We don't want people to come and start regulating these stuff, because that's when we start losing money. Sabine says, I am a firm believer in Wi-Fi Yearn Finance because of its solid project use cases and it has literally been around since 2020, recovered from the crashes. It bounced back like it was nothing. So it is strong. Absolutely. Any coin that has survived a bear market is a strong project. Ultimately, if it's going to go back to its all-time high, that's the question, right? But again, I just hope you bought it after the crash, right? And you're in profit. That's the most important thing. Remember, I always preach this, that guys, we're in it to make the money, and we need to keep as much profit as possible, right? So there are times when we're going to start looking at narratives. There are times when we're going to look at fundamentals, and this is a fundamental, and I respect that fundamental. Yes, this is a coin that has survived the crash. This is a coin that went to $95,000 and then dumped all the way to like $2,000-$3,000, right? Well, I think $4,000, and it's bounced back again. That's respect, right? But there are many factors, like especially fundamentals behind it, like the part that it has 36,600 and something coins, right? That's part of the fundamentals. There's not many coins out there, and it has one specific job, and it does it very well. It's been created by a genius, right? These are all fundamentals. But as I said, those fundamentals for us are very, very important, right? Especially important in a bear market. That's when we lock our funds in, and we lock very little funds in to make maximum gains during a bull market. In a bull market, we are only concerned about one thing: lock in the profits, take the money, get the hell out, wait for a bear market in order for us to plug it back in. Because if we don't have the powder when the market goes to shits, right, we're not in the game anymore. We just become just another average Joe, just another bag holder. And that's the last thing we want to do. So in a bull market, focus on making the money, making as much money as you can, right? Lambos, Ferraris, whatever, right? That's what you want to focus on, right? I'm buying a Nissan Micra Ferrari red, because I know some people are like, oh, you should buy a Ferrari and talk about crypto. I'm like, yeah, seriously? You want to see me on a green screen with a Ferrari driving around? Yeah. No, bro, this is real stuff. This is real stuff. So our race is Salamander. We talked about Salamander, right? So Salamander, yeah, done well, as I said. So that was one. But again, I'm still holding Salamander, by the way. I do still hold Salamander, but only a very small amount. It has dipped a little bit. If it recovers, it recovers. But if Solana leaves, if Solana starts to shoot for the moon, right? Currently sitting at 186, right? If Solana starts shooting for the moon, then I'm not going to get back the Solana I spent. I know that for sure, right? These coins will not be able to catch up. Doesn't matter if you do 1,000x, they're not going to be able to catch up. Because remember, a lot of these projects have already done 2,000, 3,000% already from the day of launch. That's the problem. That's the reason why they're not going to do it anymore. So that's that. Yearn Finance did hit with a 43% dump because of the attack on the decentralized platform called DYDX. Someone took advantage of this insurance pools and liquidated Yearn Finance holders. It rallied to 11k. Listen, wherever there's a loophole, people will do that. You're saying they took advantage of that. I'm not even a big crypto guy. My channel has currently today, last I checked, has 3,113 subscribers. Last I checked, right, 3,113 subscribers. And I'm not a big crypto guy. I don't promote much of the stuff. I created a cryptocurrency, right? Not long ago, about 6 months ago, I created a cryptocurrency. And I published the contract address and everything on the thing. I got rugged. My cryptocurrency project, the entire project got rugged because somebody found a loophole that was in the contract. And they managed to swipe all the Ethereum out of the contract. I'm not even a big dude. Imagine what people would do when they find a loophole or a gray area or some kind of a vulnerability in an exchange or on, DYDX, by the way, is a decentralized exchange. But if they find some sort of a loophole, they're going to take advantage of it. Like the other day on BitMEX, someone took advantage of Bitcoin on BitMEX. They decided to go and sell $55 million worth of Bitcoin, right, on BitMEX, where there's not much liquidity, and crash the price down to $8,900, rebuy the entire lot again, right, for cheap, for less money. And I think they sold like 400 Bitcoin and they ended up with 1,000 on them. So they made 600 more Bitcoins Not a bad deal. Do you know what I mean? For a total valuation of 55 mil, they now have 1,000 Bitcoin. They're in profit. Do you know what I mean? But we're glad that it didn't impact the entire market because it wasn't a vulnerability of Bitcoin. It was a vulnerability in that exchange. And of course, the exchange also came out and said, these are clearly manipulation, right? So there's clearly a misconduct happening here right now. So we've got to investigate this. By all means, let them investigate. So that's what it is. If there are vulnerabilities and people do figure things out, it will happen. There's nothing we could do. As a creator, somebody who's been involved in this market, the only thing I could do is make sure that the next thing I do is bigger and better and stronger. Hence why there is a project in line, but I haven't launched it because I'm still doing so many different things. I get so many messages every single day, guys. Oh, when you're launching, when you're doing this, you know, marketers, promoters, other investors and this and that. When you're launching, I'm like, not now. I'm not ready because I don't feel it's secure. I need to make sure this is robust and I have a secure method of doing it. Because the last thing I want is to have the same thing that happened to me before where I got rugged. My project, which had only 500 or 900 people who were interested in this project, right? Because I was going to do an airdrop and I had all this bunch of people dropping me wallet address and this, that. That's 900 people that didn't receive the airdrop yet. They will receive it because I did promise I'm going to deliver to them. So they are going to receive it with the next project. But that's 900 people who didn't get an airdrop because the project got rugged. Because I put liquidity on Uniswap and there was a loophole there. They used a multi-call. And what they did was in the same transaction, they managed to buy, sell, do whatever, and transfer in the same transaction and take out the entire Ethereum. Now, the hackers or whoever, did they win anything? No. The Ethereum's now in no man's land because it's not in their wallet. It's not in my wallet, but I still have the Uniswap liquidity pool receipt, right? Or the NFT. I still have that. So I have the LP token, but my LP token is worth nothing, right? Because there's nothing in the liquidity. The entire project is now empty. I do have the tokens, by the way. The tokens have been delivered back to me. So I have all of the supply, the other side of the supply back to me. And I'm thinking, I'm just a small guy. Why would somebody attack me? Well, somebody found a vulnerability and they took advantage. So it is what it is. So that means I got to learn from my mistakes and do something better. But I'm just glad it didn't harm anybody. I'm just glad that the project, nobody invested any money because originally it was not going to be investing money. I was going to airdrop their entire lot to people anyway. So it is what it is, So let's see what happens. Sabine says, right now it is struggling to get back up there due to the nature of the attack. Probably, but people have short-term memory, right? That's a real fact. People have short-term memory, all right? The amount of attempts that have happened in crypto by institutions and, news corporations and other massive institutions, right? Let's just say massive groups of people, whether it be attacks, whether it be this, that, whatever, 51% of that, whatever, so many different things, right, has happened. And the amount of news they've pumped out to kind of make people avoid crypto in total, right? So you'll see all the bad news is good news, by the way, for them, right? So they would constantly drop bad news so that way people can avoid this stuff, right? And people get afraid and move away from it. Has it stopped anybody? No. Has it stopped the market? No. All right. I did a video yesterday and I talked about how the EU, right, the European Union, has now made it, they've passed a bill to say that self-custody wallets are illegal. This means if you have money transfer into a self-custody wallet, you're a criminal. You're a criminal. Has it stopped the market? No. Look at right now. We're at $67,474 for BTC, right? Total market cap right now sitting at $2.477 trillion, right? Ethereum sitting at 3,463. Solana sitting at $185.42. Market hasn't backed off, right? But these are the attempts that people do. But as I said, we have short memory. A lot of us, we have short memory because ultimately we don't care about what's happened to it. Because as long as the project is safe, I mean, has the 36,600 coins that they have they vanished? No, they're still there because that's the beautiful thing. If someone hacks BTC for whatever reason on an exchange or whatever, yes, people's mood change, but does it change the number of coins that we have? No. You know what I mean? RA says it's better to launch when everything's 100%. Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate that support because that's exactly my aim. I do plan to launch, but with a plan, a strategy, because While I've been working on this, I've been talking to a whole bunch of group of people, institutions and backers and all sorts of other investors who want to be involved. And it's not a joke anymore. It's serious. These people genuinely want to back me up, right? So, and I'm not talking about normal individuals with like, oh, let's put $100 in or let's put $1,000. It's not, I'm talking big money. So if big money wants to come in, that means I've got to do something in such a way that the big money is protected, right? I almost blabbed it on another video another day on how it works, but there are certain things I'm doing to protect the funds that come in. So that way, when users come and invest money, at least all of that is going to be protected in a very, very safe way. We're using, so I'm going to be using Coinbase custody. So I can talk about, we're going to be using Coinbase custody to keep the funds safe, right? You can't get better than that. And remember, with Coinbase custody, I've done full KYC to have this Coinbase custody. And also people who come and invest, yes, they can do it with the decentralized wallet as well if they want, but ideally, if you do it through Coinbase, then you also have done a KYC. Coinbase now is kind of a referee, kind of an escrow service who knows who's invested what. You know what I mean? And that way we keep the project legit and much more friendly to the regulators as well. Because later on, they might come and ask me questions, even though we're doing it in a decentralized way. Where did the money come from? Anti-money laundering, this, that, whatever. At least that way, everything is there and we know it's all legit. And this is only possible because it's a big project. If it wasn't, I wouldn't do it. Honestly, I would do it decentralized way, just launch it and do whatever needs to be done. RA says, what's self-custody wallet? So self-custody wallet is like your MetaMask wallet, your decentralized wallet, right? Think about it, your decentralized wallet, whether it be a web wallet or whether it be an app, doesn't matter. If there's no founders or no companies behind it, right? And they don't do any KYC, that is considered a self-custody wallet currently in the terms that they have. Of course, it's not, but they now consider anything without KYC or a license from the government or the regulators is a self-custody, right? That's all it is. So they are now banned, or not banned. They don't say banned. They say they're illegal, right? Illegal in European Union. And what that means is, say, for example, you bought some crypto on a centralized exchange, and you decide to send it to your MetaMask wallet for whatever DeFi reasons you have, you want to make more money, do whatever, the centralized exchange must report this to the regulators to say you've done that action. And as soon as they do, you're a criminal. Right? So that's what it is. And they're doing it all because of anti-money laundering, AML rules and this and that. So that's what it is. That's the entire European Union. It's a bit silly. It's stupid, in my opinion, because people buy with money. People are exchanging fiat. And I've explained this on the other video as well, kind of, right? People are taking fiat from their bank, deposit it into the exchange bank. The fiat hasn't changed anyway. It's still there. To get some crypto, fine. You get some crypto transferred to you. Then they're moving that crypto to a self-custody wallet because the centralized exchanges don't have all the DeFi functions, the DeFi magic that we have. They don't have it. So we go and we do some DeFi stuff, airdrops and this and that, or, contract interactions and whatnot to be eligible for certain things, right? So we do all of these things. When we do all of these things, we make money. What do? We come back to a centralized exchange because that's the only way we're going to get fiat again. So when we get the fiat, we're back into the bank with more money. What's the problem with that? The only problem I see is then they don't want us to close the wealth gap. They want to keep the 1% elites. They want to keep the rich. They don't want the poor people to become rich, pay a little bit of tax and then be, because once you pay the taxes, there's nothing else by law. You're not breaking any rules, right? So if you make $1 million and you pay the tax, whatever money you got left over is tax-free. You've paid the tax already, so it's not illegal funds anymore, right? So, you can go to a casino and win $1 billion and it's tax-free. That's okay, but you can't do that. Isn't that more of a money laundering, in my opinion, right? If you can go to a casino and, have 100,000, play $1,000, for example, and make $1 million, and you come back with that, and that's okay, right? That's not illegal. There's no tax on it either. Fucking brilliant, right? But you go to crypto, you make a lot of money, you come back, you pay your taxes, anti-money laundering. What the hell is going on here? It's all weird stuff. Anyway, they're just making excuses, in my opinion, right? It's all about control. It's all about keeping us below a certain level, right? Keep the poor and let the rich be rich and make them even more richer. That's what it is, right? Because this game is now changing hands, where we were making money, we were doing certain things from a particular wealth level. And now what they're doing, because the wealth gap is closing, they're like trying to take the control back and say, no, we have to keep the wealthy more wealthy and the poor. We can't let them just come in between. So that changes everything. You can't have it. We need them. We need these guys to take loans off us and borrow off us and all that. We can't have them have financial freedom, because if we do, then we can't monetize them. These sheeps are our assets. They are our gross domestic product. We need them to work. These are worker bees. We need them to work and give to the system. Yes, the system is rigged, right? So, Ari, I hope that makes sense, what the self-custody wallet is, right? So think about your decentralized wallets as your thing. So it could be a Bitcoin wallet, it could be an Ethereum wallet, it could be a Polkadot wallet, it could be a Sui wallet, it could be a Solana wallet. It doesn't matter what it is. If you have not done KYC on that wallet, then it's considered a self-custody wallet, where you have your own private seed phrase, your private keys. That's a self-custody wallet in another term, right? With the exchanges, obviously, you have no private keys, no seed phrase, so they own custody. That's a custodial wallet, and this is a non-custodial wallet, so that's what it is. Sabine says, I think that if ETH ETF gets approved, then the rest of the altcoins built on the Ethereum mainnet are going to blow up parabolically, including Yearn Finance. Maybe. All I'm going to say, my opinion, please take it with a pinch of salt, maybe. If Ethereum has an ETF coming, and there is one coming, by the way, and a lot of people are completely aware of this, that there is an ETF coming. There's no ifs and buts. There is an Ethereum ETF coming. It should be already priced in. The pumps should be already happening, but it's not. So that just says to me that some people are just buying and cashing, maybe a whole bunch of OTCs, getting ready for the pump. So when they do hype the news, they will let the shrimps and all the people below them pump the market. Now, when that does happen, that narrative could start pumping every altcoin that's built on Ethereum. Maybe not, right? But we want to stay calm and logical. And ultimately, each project built on Ethereum doesn't necessarily have to follow Ethereum or even a bull market. They just have to follow what they're doing and the sentiment that is coming into the market for these coins. Does that make sense? So that's how I see it, right? Ultimately, you know, regardless whether it's Yearn Finance, I know you love Yearn Finance, regardless whether it's Yearn Finance or not, because more I'm talking about Yearn Finance, I understand I'm advertising it for you, which is fine. If other people go in now, buy Yearn Finance, great. But do your own research. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't do tax advice and this and that. I'm just a normal guy, just giving my opinions, right? You know, my theories and my opinions, right? On these live streams. And you're welcome to ask me anything. I will definitely talk about it. But what I'm saying is there is no single coin that can't pump based on the community. Because I say people power is very important. If enough people believe in something, then they can pump it, right? They don't necessarily have to use it. This is the fun part. We don't have to use Yearn Finance to pump Yearn Finance. We can buy it and hold it, never do anything with it, and it will still pump because there's enough people believing in it to buy it, to have demand for it. So if there is a demand, it will pump. And of course, cycles also matter as well, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to follow Ethereum, because Ethereum might not do anything, right? Ethereum could go to $20,000 or maybe just get stuck on $5,000 and get rejected. We don't know, right? But we do know there's an ETF coming, that's for sure, because BlackRock has filed for an ETF for Ethereum, by the way. And this happened last month. They have done it. But in my opinion, if they have done it, then they've already got their bags ready. They've already got their bags ready. They're ready for the pump, right? And the pump's only going to happen nearer to the time when they decide the pump to happen, right? Because that's what they always do. I mean, every time Michael Saylor buys Bitcoin, right, in a dump, every time BlackRock buys Bitcoin in a dump, I mean, how do they time this stuff, right? Have you ever wondered this? That's what we need to just wonder, just think outside the box for once. Not just everything that people say to you. That's all I'm doing here right now. I'm not taking anything people tell me. I don't look at the news. I don't look at TVs. I don't look, none of that business, right? I'm just looking at my chart. I'm just looking at these coincidences, right? that the announcements come just before the pump starts, and it happens during a dump. So it's bought during a dump, and then the announcement comes, and then the market starts pumping. It's the same routine, same cycle over and over again. So when you say the system is rigged, yes, the system is rigged by the people, the upper hands, the big players out there. They have rigged the system. If we follow the money, we can also play that system as well. And that's something I try and do here on this channel a lot of the time, by telling people, guys, I believe the market's going to do this, or I believe the market's going to do that. I believe if we're above this price, we should be pumping. If we go to a certain level, we might dump, right? And if we dump, we could dump even further. And then I talk about stop losses. Why? I'm playing the rigged system. I know the system is rigged. It's something I accept, right? You know, I've even said this as well. This is quite crazy. I've even said how BTC could be created by the CIA, FBI, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It could be a bunch of people. None of the theories matter. I don't care about what the theory is. I care about what the narrative is right now. It's a bull market. I'm going to make money. So fine. I want the money. Do you know what I mean? So that's what's important. It's not, you know, anything else. That's what, yeah. Sabin says, but yeah, moral of the story is patience is the key, and defeats hodling and all other money-making tactics in crypto. Without patience, people will get eaten alive in the crypto market. Yes, but patience, again, is a relative thing. Patience is relative. Patience, say, for example, we're going on a parabola. We're on a parabola, and you see a green candle, and you're like, okay, this coin is good. Or you've heard someone talk about it, or someone's hyping some coin, and you jump onto this coin because they're talking about it. It's freaking great. You've seen the candles go pump green. They're all parabola. We should buy now. And I'm going to start hodling, right? I want this coin, and I think to see this coin is pumping. I hodl. It pumps up 200, 300, 400, 500%. You're still hodling, by the way. You're a great hodler. You're still hodling. And then all of a sudden, market flips. What do? You're going to be patient now? No. That's what you need to understand. It's relative, right? Patience is relative. That's why I always say we pick coins in a bear market and when we sit back patiently, right? I've got hundreds, if not probably thousands of messages on Discord that I've said this over and over again. Pick your coin, stick to coin, sit back, relax. In a bear market, As soon as we went to a bull market, what did I say? Pick your coin, no problem, stop loss. Pick your coin, stop loss. Make sure to buy with stop loss. Why? Why is it more important for me to say stop loss in a bull market? We're in a bull market, right? We're about to go parabola. Why am I keep on saying stop loss when I didn't say any of that in a bear market? Hundreds, thousands of messages. All my videos is a record. Every video is a journey over the next day or every other day, whatever, right? But it's a journey. It's a continuous journey. They're all there. You'd see how I flipped all of a sudden from being buy your coins, pick your coins, stick to your coins, all of a sudden to now stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. Why? Do you know what I mean? Why? Because it's relative. There are times when we are patient, and there are times we should be impatient. Right now, we are impatient. We're like, when's it going to end? It doesn't matter if it ends in 6 months, if it ends in 6 years, it doesn't matter. When's it going to end? How are we planning to navigate this? Because it would be stupid for me to buy on a pump and then be patient when it starts to dump and hope for it to come back, right? There are millions of coins out there, and I'm sure in the next, by the next bull run, so by the time we hit the next bull run, say about 4 years time, 5 years time, whatever you want to say, right? We might have double the quantity of coins out there, unless something's done about it. We might have double the quantity of coins out there. So we've got to be real, So Savin says, I meant to be patient until it pumps that much. Take profits, wait for the bloodbath and get back in. Okay, fair play. So you are saying you agree to me, right? You agree with me. Fine. I just thought you meant patience, and I'm saying look, patience is fine, but patience also is relative. So I hope you understand that as well. I'm not having a go at you. I know sometimes I have a go at people, but I'm not having a go at you. I'm just being real here, and trying to help people understand as well. So there may be many people out there. I'm sure there's a few other guys on the live stream right now. Guys, if there is something that I'm saying wrong, point it out. Say, look, you're saying something wrong. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm one of those. If I have done something wrong or said something wrong, I accept it. I'll take it on the chin. I ain't got a problem with that. But I hope it makes sense that what I'm saying to you is that, guys, we need to have relative reasoning as well. We need to understand the market for what it is and respect the market for what it can do and will do, right? So we are certain that the bull market will end. Right now, as much as certain we are that we are in a bull market, we also have to have certainty that the bull market will end. And all I'm saying is the bull market is going to continue. It's going to pump 6 months, a year, whatever. It doesn't matter. We don't know when it's going to end. That's the certainty that we have. We don't know, right? But we need to plan for it. And that's all I'm saying. Just plan for it. All right. Just plan for it. Sabine says, I agree with your point. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I'm just, trying to help people out here to realize the reality, nothing more. But yeah. Sorry, just feeling a bit thirsty. So we've been here quite a long time. Obviously, I wanted to talk about crypto. We've talked about a lot of crypto. If there are any other questions, guys, please fire away. If not, then I'm going to stick around for too long. We don't want to make these live streams too long, unless you guys want to continue for another 5 hours. By all means, I don't have a problem with that. Believe me, I can go on for hours and hours, but it depends on what subject we're talking about. And obviously, I want to drop this in again. There may be things I say on these videos, especially on these live streams, which are kind of unfiltered, right? But remember, guys, they don't have to be facts. They're just my own opinions and theories. None of this is financial advice. None of this is tax advice, right? I'm just giving a friendly advice, nothing else. This should not be considered as any kind of financial advice or anything. Obviously, ultimately, it's your money. You do what you want to do. Whether you want to burn it, whether you want to destroy it, lose it, whatever you want to do, it's your money. You do you, I do me, right? But I'm happy to throw my opinions, nothing else. Does that make sense, right? Again, if you're new to the channel, my name is Sham. This is 0xfiles, and the truth is always out there, right? Remember this. Last one before I head off. I personally think that the bull run will last another 12 months, especially following the 4-year BTC halving cycle. So Sabine says that he believes that it will last another 12 months. Traditionally, yes. We talked about this on yesterday's live stream as well, I believe. Traditionally, yes, we do have 12 months, but there's no rules to say that we can't have an 18-month bull run or even a 2-year bull run, because we have had bull runs quite long as well. And there is another pattern as well a lot of people don't see. Bull runs usually start quite early, and the time people start calling, like right now, people are talking about a 2024 bull market. Wrong. The bull market started in 2023. When the pattern reversed, that's when we entered the bull market, right? Of course, we needed areas of confirmation. Once the confirmation came in, it was 2024. But the bull market started as soon as we reversed from the bottom of the market. But I don't think anyone could tell you exactly when the market started, right? So, I mean, in my case, I couldn't tell you when it started, but I could tell you how far I was able to, I don't know if I can do it in the future, but I was able to say that below this level should be a nice zone for us to buy. That's the only thing I did. I didn't give a date or a time. I said below this level, we should be able to buy, and with conviction, and then the market will recover. But the confirmation of that would be the 50% of the all-time high. So as soon as we hit that threshold and go above that, that should be a confirmation. So as you see, the difference was quite large. For us to get a confirmation, we had to get to around $34,000, right? And when that happened, full confirmation happened. So yeah, I mean, 4-year cycles could end up being 5-year cycles, and we might even get to a decade cycle at some stage. Like we might do 10-year cycles at some stage, right? But it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff, But remember, have a strategy, have a plan. Doesn't matter if we're in a 4-year cycle, a 3-year cycle, a 5-year cycle, a 6-year cycle. Doesn't matter. Always have a plan. A plan should be to lock in your profits, keep those profits, so that way when the market does dip, we are ready. That's all I'm advising, right? No financial advice. That's what I'm advising, that make sure to have a plan. I can't tell you what to do. I can't teach you. I can't press the buttons for you, but make sure to have a plan that, okay, if the market is going parabola, we want to make the most of it. But if the market dumps, we want to lock in our profits and want to keep the maximum profits and then move forward, right? Doesn't matter what the cycle is. We can have cycles within cycles, as we do even now. So on that one, this is an awesome stream. Thank you very much. Let's see what the market does. Let's see how it plays. I think the market's about to close. Yeah, in about 20 minutes, the market will close. I'm hoping it closes positive. Ideally, I want to see it close, you know, like right now, BTC is at 67,200, is kind of struggling to get to that $67,600 level. That's the area we need to go to. It's struggling. Let's see what happens. If it can, right, it's good. If it doesn't, it's still not bad. This is still a bullish day. Hopefully the candle closes green and then we can start moving forward again, right? So let's see. I did say a few videos ago, I think about 3 or 4 videos ago, I did say let the market, let the week close, and then we'll see what we decide, right? Because you know, having it, and I'll go to the chart just to show you this, right? Just so not to show you, but to tell you. I can show you if you want, but I don't think there's any point to that. All right. I'm going to go on a weekly just to kind of, I'm looking at BTC. So today is a good day, so I'm not going to complain about that. But I'm looking at the weekly because remember, weekly is important. So weekly, okay. So weekly, this particular candle that we have on the week is a freaking awesome candle. It's a very, very bullish candle. It is a lower high, right? So it's not higher than the previous one or anything like this. It is a lower high, but it's a good candle. It's a powerful bullish candle. As long as we can open up Monday's candle and be positive and start creating a slight higher time frame on that, that means we can start pumping again, right? But also remember the stochastic RSI, the RSI, and the fear and greed index is kind of a good indicator, is saying we are still very overbought. So the market did calm down compared to where we were in the 90s, because we were like on the fear and greed index, we were in the 90 zone, right? That's deadly. So that's calmed down, came back to the 70 something, 77 or 79, I can't remember, one of the, still calm, but still in greed. We haven't hit the fear sector yet. And, you know, sometimes necessarily we don't have to bleed out to do that. We just need to calm down to get to that. So that didn't happen, unfortunately. And yeah, so, but still not bad. Still not bad. You know, if we can still continue, there is an opportunity for a parabola. And a parabola doesn't care how high it goes, by the way, guys. Parabola does not care how high your stochastic RSI is, how high your RSI is, how high your MACD is. It doesn't give a crap, right? A parabola is literally a rocket trying to lift off and, you know, get out of the atmosphere, right? Literally shooting for the moon. So I would love to see that, because that's when the real game starts. So Sabine, you know, earlier on you said when Ethereum ETF and Ethereum starts pumping, everything's going to pump. If we get a parabola right now in any crypto, right, where it just shoots for the moon, right, some crazy old time high like BTC 150k, 200k, right, watch what happens. The entire market will react. That's when you need to take a step back, calm down, and now start putting all your stop losses in place. Very important. That's when you start thinking calmly, because that's when we mostly lose our emotional control, and we don't want to lose our emotional control. We don't want to fall for the hype, right? And we're not cashing out. I'm not suggesting we cash out. All I'm suggesting is what we do is we put stop losses to protect those profits that we made. So that way, when the market exits, we can also exit out with a large, significant amount of profit in percentage value. That's all I want to say, right? So I hope the video was informative. So I'm just thirsty. I'm very thirsty. Imagine talking here for an hour. Yeah, very thirsty. But yeah, it's been awesome. As usual, guys, thank you very, very much for coming to the show. And thank you for the guys who came to the comments as well, because you do add an extra level of flavor, extra level of spice to the streams. My name is Sham. This is 0xfiles. The truth is always out there. And yeah, as I said, if I have said anything that offends anybody or anything like this on my conspiracy theories, forgive me, but I don't really care. I'm still going to carry on. So if you do like this kind of stuff, do like this kind of content where somebody doesn't really give a damn, please, please, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to catch you guys on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos. Thank you.